Hey everyone, today on People Now.
Those are the things that you can't get back.
Shaquille O'Neal and other former NBA stars emotionally remember Kobe Bryant.
The husband of one of the helicopter crash victims speaks out about his beloved wife, who died 1 week before their daughter's 4th birthday.
Also on today's show,
I think Ashley has learned her lesson.
Nia Vardalos tells us about the message in her new movie. And of course, we're chatting about my big fat Greek wedding.
It's like something I've dreamed of my whole life.
The Bella twins are both expecting, and they're telling people all about their shared excitement.
Step up! Hello, we are Stray Kids! K-pop superstars Stray Kids are in our studio giving us a little taste of their world tour.
It's all coming up today on People Now. Let's go.
Hey everybody, welcome to People Now. A lot to get to today, but we start off with the story that has obviously been tugging at all of our heartstrings all week long. Tributes keep pouring in for Kobe Bryant after his shocking death in a helicopter crash on Sunday that claimed 9 lives total. And in a special TNT tribute at the Staples Center Tuesday night, his former teammate Shaquille O'Neal struggled to hold back tears as he reflected about Bryant and imagined a future without him. Watch.
We're not going to be able to joke at his Hall of Fame ceremony. We're not going to be able to say, hi, I got 5, you got 4. The fact that we're not going to be able to say, if we would stay together, we could have got 10. Those are the things that you can't get back.
So much raw emotion there from Shaq, and he also revealed that he hadn't felt a pain this sharp in a while before explaining that the final blow was learning that Bryant's 13-year-old daughter, Gianna, had also died in that fatal crash. Meanwhile, former NBA star Dwayne Wade spoke about the impact Bryant had on him. His voice cracked as he remembered playing against the basketball legend. Take a look.
Every time we played each other, I had to act like I didn't care, that I was playing against one of my idols. Elbows, he falls, don't help him up. You know, all these things I had to get used to, and that was hard because I grew up wanting to be like this, wanting to be like him.
The former Miami Heat star added that he's been in shock for 2 days. Rick Fox also broke his silence following early rumors that he was a victim in the crash, saying in the episode, quote, "My family went through, in the midst of all things, something that I couldn't imagine them experiencing." Matt Mauser, the husband of Christina Mauser, who died alongside Kobe Bryant on Sunday in that crash, opened up in a moving interview with CNN's Anderson Cooper about how his family is coping after the tragedy. Watch.
They're doing okay. My little one, her birthday's next week. That's the hard part. She's gonna be 4. And so her birthday's on the 4th. And so I'm trying to navigate that. And she kind of doesn't understand, but she does know. She used to, I mean, I'd walk in and she would call for mom. Where's mom? I want mom, mommy, mommy. And now I walk in and she doesn't call for her. So it's bittersweet because I want her to still call for her mom. But it's hard to put her down when she's calling for mom, so I think she gets it. And she knows we're grieving. She says, don't cry.
Just heartbreaking. Christina was an assistant girls basketball coach and one of 9 people who died in Sunday's helicopter crash, leaving behind 2 daughters and a 9-year-old son, who Matt reveals has been having outbursts since that tragic accident. He says, quote, "I hold him and I hug him and I kiss him and I tell him, Mom loves you and I love you. I give him a hug from Mom and I give him a hug from me." Kobe Bryant had recruited Christina to help coach another team at his Mamba Sports Academy. In that interview, Matt raved about his late wife's basketball abilities.
Man, I had never experienced anything like Christina. She was quick, strong, powerful. She could dribble in, penetrate, come back and shoot, lay it up, I mean, hit from anywhere. She was deadly three-pointer, unstoppable with her pivot moves. She could hit free, she'd never miss. I think she had like a record in high school for a free throw percentage. She was just a stud.
Of course, her athleticism isn't what Matt misses most about Christina. He says, quote, "My wife was not just focused on the big things. My wife was focused on the little things and the attention to detail about what kind of food to give our kids, doctors, how she would research every disease that was out there. She was relentless. She was organized and detailed." And he adds, "She was kind. She was funny. Our goal was to make each other laugh every day." We wish them all the best in this heartbreaking time. Today, we're learning new information about the crash that claimed 9 lives. During a press conference on Tuesday, the National Transportation Safety Board revealed some harrowing details. Watch.
We know that the helicopter was at 2,300 feet when it lost communications. with air traffic control. The descent rate for the helicopter was over 2,000 feet a minute. So we know that this was a high energy impact crash. There were other hills in the area, but the impact area is at 1,085 feet. How much did they clear missing the mountain by? I mean, do we know?
Oh, yeah, 20 feet, 30 feet.
Maybe 20, 30 feet.
Well, one thing to note, the hill that the copter crashed into was not the only one in the area, with NTSB investigator Bill English explaining that there were still surrounding hills that would have required an even higher altitude for clearance. NTSB officials went on to share that the helicopter was not equipped with a terrain awareness and warning system, something they believe could have helped the pilot. Though they've been advised to do so by the NTSB, the Federal Aviation Administration does not yet require all U.S. registered helicopters seating 6 or more passengers to be equipped with that technology. The FAA did not immediately respond to People's request for comment. All right, switching gears here to some other stories that are making headlines today. Michael Strahan is opening up about his relationship with former colleague Kelly Ripa. He spoke to the New York Times, calling his stint on Live with Kelly and Michael an experience, as he put it, adding that he tried to create an environment where they could work through their issues. He claims that while still at Live, he tried to meet with Ripa every few weeks, but after a while, she said that she didn't need to meet. He adds, you can't force somebody to do something they don't want to do. Despite doing their best not to let their off-screen issues impact the show's dynamic, Strahan says, quote, certain things that were going on behind the scenes just caught up, adding, when it was time to go, it was time to go. But he does admit that his exit from Live in 2016 and that transition into a job at Good Morning America, quote, could have been handled better. Strahan also opened up about the selfish nature of working in TV. He tells The Times, quote, the mental aspect of working in TV is like it was in football. I don't want to be on the show and feel like everyone else is carrying me. I want us to all be successful. I've done things where I went with team concepts and I got there and realized it's not about team, it's selfish. And I don't operate well under that. Strahan adds that he learned a lot about hosting and interviewing from Ripa, who's hosted Live since 2001. In May 2016, Ripa told People that a part of her could understand how the way Strahan's exit was handled may have been an oversight, adding that people make mistakes. She said, we're all human. All right, from tense news to exciting news, congratulations are in order for Brie and Nikki Bella. They are both expecting. They revealed to us exclusively that their due dates are a week and a half apart. What are the odds? Nikki telling us how being a mom was something she always wanted, how it almost didn't happen, specifically in her past relationship with John Cena. Take a look.
It's like something I've dreamed of my whole life. And when I thought it was gonna be taken from me, it was really difficult because I was just like, gosh, I can't imagine life without being a mom and experiencing the miracle life and raising a child. And I'm just so family oriented that I couldn't imagine not having that family life. Even though I wasn't ready for it, and even though I feel really sick, like, can't believe I'm gonna be a mom soon.
Nikki's now expecting her first child with fiance Artem Chigvintsev, but after Nikki's 6-year relationship with John came to an end, her sister Brie explains why she was hesitant to open up to Nikki's new beau.
John and I were just really close, and Nicole and John were together forever. So he was like a brother to me, and I think it was like us three a lot together.
Yeah.
And he helped me out with like just stuff in business and life, everything, and with my husband as well. And so it was hard to get over at first. And I'm one of those, like, let me do it on my time. I don't like when, you know, like I feel rushed, and I don't want to feel rushed. And then to me, Artem kind of came into the picture like quickly. I don't think I was over it. And so it just kind of made me be like, just cold-shouldered to him, which is awful. But I felt like I needed time to like accept him and to really see if this was real. And also having a daughter who was obsessed with John, but then also with Nicole, I'm like, I'm not about to introduce her to another guy. Like, until I realize this is serious and all that, then I'll like, you know, give it the time of day.
You can watch the full episode of People Features The Bella Twins Expecting. It's streaming now on PeopleTV.com, or you can download the People TV app.
Very excited for them. To celebrate this exciting news, we want to see your favorite gifts of these total Bellas. So tweet them to us using the hashtag PeopleNow for a chance to see them later on in the show.
Probably gonna see a lot of them in the ring.
All right, yeah, I know. All right, I have more in Star Treks. We are kicking off Star Treks today with some fancy footwork. BTS is back. The group performed their new single, Black Swan, on The Late Late Show with James Corden. Here's a quick look. Ooh, the K-pop group showed off their fancy footwork without shoes. Their new song, Black Swan, serves as part of the band's new comeback era. The song dropped in mid-January and is the first single off their upcoming album, Map of the Soul 7, their 7th album. The group's management company made an official announcement back in August, saying that the group would be taking a, quote, official and extended period of rest and relaxation and would not be performing. But as we saw at the Grammys on Sunday night, with their performance with Lil Nas X and Billy Ray Cyrus, they are back, and we're so happy about that. All right, Kate Middleton surprised a kindergarten class and their parents when she visited the London Early Years Foundation Stockwell Gardens Nursery and Preschool on Wednesday morning. Kate visited the school purposely in the morning to highlight the importance of a well-rounded breakfast. She chatted with the school's trainee chefs in the kitchen about why a healthy breakfast is very important for a child's development. She then served cereal to kindergartners and asked them to say stop when their bowls were full. It's really cute. She also talked to them about their favorite fruits and was seen giving some girls a round of high fives before joining more children nearby. After serving breakfast, Kate interacted with children who were playing with sand and seashells. She also met with staff to discuss her 5 big questions on the Under 5 survey, which was launched last week. The survey includes topics such as nature versus nurture, health and happiness, which is aimed to spark what her office calls the biggest ever conversation on kids' development. And those are your Star Treks for today.
Stay with us. We're talking with actress Nia Vardalos about her new Lifetime film, ripped straight from the headlines, Poison Love, the Stacey Castor story. Stick around for that. Plus, calling all K-pop fans, Stray Kids get real about the kickoff of their world tour starting tonight in New York City. Here we go, kicking off Heart Monitor today with one star who is getting candid about arguing with her partner. Kristen Bell getting very real about the fights that she has with her husband, Dax Shepard. The actress appeared on the Life is Short with Justin Long podcast on Tuesday, spilling the tea on how they fight just like every other couple. Kristen goes into detail about one incredible fight that they had. She called it incredible. It was recently when they were both ended up screaming at the top of their lungs at each other. Kristen explained it was about things around the house that she felt that she needed help with. She said, quote, I left a note and I was like, hey dad, would you mind taking the 2 towels in the dryer and folding them? And then like one other thing, I thought that's 10 minutes of work. I can say that. That was her quote. However, Dax, he felt differently. He later said to her, when you leave me notes, I feel really controlled. Kristen says she responded calmly, asking how he would prefer her to ask, but things quickly escalated. She says that they somehow both blacked out. There was a lot of volume, a lot of harsh words, and then they didn't speak for 3 days following the argument. It was a big deal. But it was actually a new dog that ended up bringing the two of them back together. Kristen visited a dog cafe with her kids to meet a rescue dog named Frank. Despite Dax being allergic to dogs and requiring hypoallergenic animals only, he was open to Frank joining the family. Kristen says, I didn't get an apology, but I got a dog. She adds, this is so much better than an apology. It's great.
How do you apologize to your wife when you fight over those little things?
Neither of us want a dog, but it is funny how the littlest, like most insignificant things can turn into the explosive thing, like folding 2 towels, right?
Yeah, what's a small thing that
For
happens?
me,
Yeah.
turning the lights off before I go to bed instead of leaving them for her to turn off.
Yeah.
But I can't tell you. It's just like, it just becomes a point of, oh.
Turn those
Anyway,
lights
I'm
off,
over
Jeremy.
it. I'm fine.
All right, moving on to this. Channing Tatum and Jessie J's reunion is coming at the right time for these two lovebirds. The pair previously split in December after over a year of dating, only to get back together this month. A source tells People in this week's issue they seem very happy about being together. Things seem back to normal. The insider also tells People that Jessie J has been in LA so they can spend time together. The source says since Channing's daughter is in school, he can't travel right now, adding his priority is always his daughter, and Jessie seems fine with this. Now, Channing confirmed he and Jessie J were back together by sharing an affectionate selfie on Instagram just hours before the singer was set to perform at Friday's MusiCares Person of the Year Gala. Now, the couple then turned heads on the red carpet at the gala. Jessie J sharing a PDA-filled video from their date night on Instagram, writing in part, when you put the outside whispers, noise, and comparisons on mute and turn your light volume up full blast.
All right, here's a story about some fictional relationships that's going to warm your heart. David Schwimmer is opening up about his conscious push for more diversity on the iconic show Friends. It's in a new interview with The Guardian. He says, quote, I was well aware of the lack of diversity, and I campaigned for years to have Ross date women of color. One of the first girlfriends I had on the show was an Asian American woman. Later, I dated African American women. That was a very conscious push on my part.
Now, in case you forgot, Ross dated Julie, played by Lauren Tom in season 2, and then Charlie, played by Aisha Tyler in seasons 9 and 10. David also says he would like to see a reimagined version of Friends with a more diverse cast, and admits a few of the show's storylines don't hold up to today's standards. But he praised Friends for pushing the boundaries surrounding conversations about sex and sexuality at the time.
Yeah, on that topic, he says this, quote, that show was groundbreaking in its time for the way in which it handled so casually sex, protected sex, gay marriage, and relationships. The pilot of the show was my character's wife left him for a woman, and there was a gay wedding of my ex and her wife that I attended. That was his quote.
Yeah, he goes on to add, you have to look at it from the point of view of what the show was trying to do at the time. I'm the first person to say that maybe something was inappropriate or insensitive, but I feel like my barometer was pretty good at that time. I was already really attuned to social issues and issues of equality.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see it come back though, right?
Yeah, and in a way different way.
Yeah. All right, that is it for today's Heart Monitor. Now we move on to this.
You might want to say hi to Ted. He and Alexis were about to engage in cyber sex.
Schitt's Creek, your favorite show.
It's my favorite.
It's coming to an end with its 6th and final season, and although we will miss the Rose family, we're appreciating all they meant to us and all those Davids.
David, you gotta try your Moira impression.
David. She always does like a vowel thing. I can't.
Dan Levy co-created the series with his father Eugene in 2014, but he had no idea that one day their little feel-good comedy would someday become a global sensation.
Does she end it with a T? It's like David.
Yeah,
kind of.
That's
like it
good.
hits it.
We're getting there.
We're working on it. We recently sat down with the show's cast, and Dan reveals one of the reasons behind the show's success.
The philosophy of the show, the kind of joy of the show has found people. When you can provide any kind of joy for people in a time where there is not a lot of joy to be found in the news, I noticed a shift from the ways in which people were watching the show. It went from just finding it, people saying it was a funny show, to people saying, I need this show.
Dan says that the show is providing fans with something they're not getting when they walk outside the house. And he adds, so it's interesting to track that shift with the political climate changing. I think that's why we're seeing a resurgence in feel-good television.
Yeah, Dan also says that people have already been asking, when is the reboot coming? He reveals he always knew it would end after 6 seasons because his biggest fear is being one of those shows that people say, I liked it until season 7.
The cast shared that they already miss filming and being with each other, but they felt it was time to say goodbye. And you can catch Schitt's Creek Tuesdays at 9 p.m. on PopTV.
Diane Keaton has one of the most successful careers in Hollywood, but her younger brother, John Randolph Hall, has lived a life that couldn't be more different. She is opening up exclusively to People in this week's issue about their relationship, which is also the subject of her new memoir, Brother and Sister.
Over the years, Hall received a variety of diagnoses: bipolar disorder, schizoid personality disorder, but nothing definitive. Now at age 71, he's suffering from dementia and lives in a care facility where Keaton visits him every Sunday.
The book reveals that Hall was the inspiration for Annie Hall's scary brother Dwayne in the Woody Allen classic. While the character was meant to get laughs, the true story was much darker. Hall was born 2 years after Keaton. She explains that she was initially close with her brother, but she thought his fears were odd. She says, quote, I wondered why he was always crying. Why was he afraid of the outdoors? That's weird.
Her parents were also concerned about their son's behavior, but didn't seek professional help for a long time. Meanwhile, Keaton was busy developing her acting career. She admits she has regrets about not being a more attentive sister and about her growing fame's effect on her brother.
Hall was married for several years, but after his wife left him, he lived alone, drinking heavily, and told his sister about his dark fantasy life. Listen to this. He even wrote a letter saying in part, I became addicted to watching horror movies, hoping the films would have some gruesome murder of a woman. Keaton was deeply upset, but says that she wasn't worried that he'd actually act on those fantasies.
By the time he was 65, Hall was showing signs of dementia, had to be institutionalized. Keaton would visit him on Sundays, remembering we'd get vanilla cones and just walk around discovering things. The walls he'd kept people away with were down. It was like he'd been set free. I got to know him in a whole new way.
For more of Diane Keaton's emotional memories of her brother and an excerpt from her new memoir, you can pick up this week's issue of People. It is on newsstands Friday.
We have a lot to learn from Lizzo. She is everything.
Are you a big Lizzo fan?
For sure.
That's Nia Verdalis, and yes, she's a major Lizzo fan, like all of us. We also got the details on our upcoming Lifetime film, Poisoned Love, the Stacey Castor story. Let's take a quick look.
It's been 6 weeks since you grounded her. I think Ashley has learned her lesson.
You think so? Because I haven't seen a real change in attitude.
David, that's not being reasonable.
No?
The movie follows the life of Stacey Castor, the woman who was infamously dubbed the Black Widow by the media after the mysterious deaths of her two husbands. In the film, Nia portrays Stacey in all her complexity.
The movie poses the question, could the woman who people looked at as the victim of a tragedy actually be the suspect? Now, according to Nia, everyone has a breaking point.
The moment when somebody snaps is really not too far away, I think, for anybody. And I think it's just a message about mental health, mental care. Just if you're in trouble and you don't feel good about what's going on in your life, tell somebody. Her friend tells her repeatedly, talk to me, tell me what's going on. And I think that that's the most important takeaway for me.
Yeah, did that kind of make you think differently of your mental health or?
Yes, we were just talking before we started rolling about meditation. I get stuff done. I'm annoyingly optimistic. I'm always like, what am I doing next? And I'm happy for people. My parents raised us without jealousy. We're just really always like, what are you doing? I'm interested. But I don't really take time to just think, where am I? And someone just said something to me today that made me pause and realize, got to do that more often. What am I feeling? What are my feelings? Where am I? Maybe that's what we're all going to do now. The humbling moment that we heard about Kobe Bryant and those families going down, I think it's a moment where you just want to say, it's okay. We're all going to be okay, and we're all going through something.
We all remember Nia from her smash hit movie, My Big Fat Greek Wedding. In an interview with Closer magazine in December, she revealed she had a thought about possibly creating a third installment of the franchise. So I asked her whether or not it was still on the table.
I keep saying it's a strong maybe because I don't want to put the cart before the horse, but it is an offer that the producers gave me during the filming of 2. And so it's just there, which is really, really nice to know that when I'm ready, we'll have something to tell you.
What would an angle or storyline be? Have you thought about it?
It's about 2 women sitting on 2 couches and talking.
Great.
And they watch scary movies together.
I love it.
Is that
I know
cool?
you're always so good at not giving anything away. You actors are so good at that. But what is the number one thing that fans say to you on the street, or especially when it comes to like your past work?
Every day the feeling of someone telling me I love you as I walk by. Maybe it's why I'm annoyingly optimistic and upbeat. It's really sweet, really sweet. And by the way, it's okay for someone not to love you. That's the thing that I love about all these artists right now who are putting their work out there, Billie Eilish and Lizzo, and Adele, who are just putting their work out there and not caring who likes it. If you're doing stuff for likes, you are creatively dead.
Besides saying I love you, I bet they bring up the Windex all the time.
For sure, or the lump on the back of Aunt Boula's neck.
Oh, okay.
Which, by the way, when I wrote that, it really did happen in my family.
Oh, really?
Not me, no scar.
I just like that she's so open to the possibility of another.
I think it's gonna happen.
Yeah. And guys, be sure to watch Poison Love, the Stacey Castor story. It premieres February 1st at 8 p.m. Eastern on Lifetime.
This is what we've been looking for since the day we met. I think that's what the good place really is. It's just having enough time with the people you love.
I miss you so much. Me too, you sexy skyscraper. Huh.
Whatever happens, it's cool, babies.
I'm gonna miss you guys. Okay. Bye, y'all.
NBC's The Good Place is coming to an end after 4 hilarious and fun seasons. Throughout the years, the cast often has shared fun videos and pictures from behind the scenes. KRISTEN posted this video on Instagram Tuesday, showing her and co-stars Darcy Carden and Mark Evan Jackson going round and round on what looks like a shrimp amusement ride. She captioned the video, "My ride or die shrimpies." This cast always looks like they have so much fun
They
together.
really are. And in honor of the series coming to a close, here are some of our favorite moments while talking to the cast. Take a look. Season 1 of the show, we thought we knew what was happening, then we didn't. Season 2, we thought we did. There's all kinds of twists and turns. At this point, how do you describe the show to someone who has no clue what's going on without spoiling anything? I mean, what do you say?
I mean, it's just the greatest comedy on earth, maybe the only comedy on earth about ethics. Ted
right.
Danson is in it, and you have to start from the beginning in order to understand the rest of the show, and it is just it feels like a whole season worth of impact, but per single episode. Like it's just such a cliffhanger. It's such an intelligent, funny comedy. And people thought it would be too highbrow for network, which is so ridiculous. It's such an underestimation of the people.
We're completing the story, yeah. You know, and I'd rather do that and have the thing exist as this piece of art that people can revisit, rather than just like, you know, just keep going until we lose relevancy.
It seems like the writers are always putting Chidi in these humiliating situations. What was the most embarrassing scenario that you found yourself in?
Oh, the peeps in the chili pot, the shirtlessness, all that stuff. That was terrifying.
Do you ever have a say? Yeah. Do you ever have a say in the scenarios? You're like, hey guys, give me a break here.
No, I mean, well, because I trust the writers implicitly. They are so smart and so funny, and the jokes that I wind up being the butt of are often really just too funny to pass up.
The Good Place was nominated for Outstanding Comedy Series at the 2019 Emmy Awards. Entertainment Weekly's JD Heyman and I spoke with Manny Jacinto on the red carpet in September about ending the show on a high note. Watch.
It is amazing. It's incredible. I mean, it's our 4th and last season, so to be able to come here and kind of end it with a bit of a bang is pretty damn incredible. Yeah.
Who is most likely to break character and make everyone laugh?
Besides me, probably Will. I think all of us. It depends, but yeah, I think that I only say Will because I make a 110% effort to crack Will. Okay. Like that is my goal every time I say a joke, is like to get Will, and if I did that, I know I did a good job.
Yeah, Manny and the rest of the cast did such a great job making us all laugh. You can catch the series finale of The Good Place Thursday, January 30th on NBC at 8:30 p.m. Eastern.
All right, it's an exciting time for the K-pop group Stray Kids. They just released the English version of their song Double Knot, and they're kicking off their world tour tonight at Madison Square Garden.
That's
really
a big deal for them. They stopped by our studios. They opened up about how they're feeling about performing in such an iconic location. Watch.
Step up! Hello, we are Stray Kids! Woo!
It's our first time performing our first concert in New York, Madison Square Garden, so honestly looking very forward to it. And yeah, we can't wait.
Yeah, we can't wait.
Can't wait.
MSG, I feel like it's kind of, you know, for any artist, any band, it's this big highlight in the point of a career, right? To be able to play that. So is it kind of feeling that way to you? Like this is a really benchmark moment?
Well, to be invited here into the US is an honor itself, but to be able to perform at, you know, Madison Square Garden, Hulu Theater, it's crazy. Like we've always wanted to try it, and because we're able to do it now, we're gonna do it really. Yeah, we're gonna show our best and have a great time. Yeah.
Now you've been in New York a few days, so I want to know from all of you, what's your favorite thing about New York, or your favorite thing you've gotten to do?
Wow. Every time when we visit New York, we go to the Times Square. And a day before yesterday, me and Hyunjin went to the delicious restaurant and we ate delicious ribs and French fries.
Ribs for the win.
We just walked around.
Are you like fan of the spicy rib, or do we just go regular barbecue?
Regular
we're gonna get some nuance here. What's that?
BBQ. Yeah.
Barbecue. Okay,
Barbecue.
All right.
Barbecue ribs.
Anyone else? Favorite thing you've gotten to do?
I don't know. For me, I just love looking at the buildings. The whole atmosphere is just really great. A few days ago, me and Lino, we went to go buy some protein. Yeah.
Okay.
Because we're working out these days.
Oh, nice. All right. Working out. So what's the gym routine? Are you like every morning, or are you like at night?
Oh, whenever we can.
Okay, just whenever.
Whenever we can, yeah.
And between the two of you, who kills it in the gym a little more?
Oh, he's been really active these days.
Yeah,
so I think,
very
I think Lino's been going at it these days.
Okay. All right. Other than New York, on this U.S. tour, what city are you looking forward to most?
제일 기대되는 도시.
Wow.
We look for all of cities. As Changmin just said right now, we're going to 8 cities, which is a first for us. But we can't pick a favorite because they're all really, really great. So yeah, I think US itself is our favorite.
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, looking forward to maybe your next world tour. Dream destination.
Dream destination.
Let's go to Antarctica. How's that? I'm joking.
On ice.
Yeah. Where do we? Well, there are still many places that we haven't been yet. To go to places that we haven't been, I think that's a really big goal for us. So yeah.
Well, the nice part about you guys get all this momentum, the fans are there for it, and then you're going to get to choose, right? You just kind of spin the globe and like, we want to go there, and I'm sure
Hope so.
We'll be tracking along. They were so sweet. We'll have even more from Stray Kids later on in the week, so make sure you tune in for that. And we're taking a look at our question of the day. We've been asking you to send in your favorite Bella twin gifts to celebrate their double baby news.
Which is so exciting and wild.
I know.
Here's one.
They might have planned it though.
The two of them in the ring, okay. You can do anything. They're always there to support each other. I really do like that, in spite of...
Yeah. Okay,
the
Ooh,
worm.
wait, oh my gosh,
Okay,
the backwards
worm. And here they are again.
I love their sister love.
Family Feud.
They're great, and they've been on our show, and they're really fun. So
And truly, like the takeaway from them, every time they're here, we always feel like they're some of the nicest guests we ever have.
Really down to earth.
Very down to earth, and really support each other through everything. So
And
this
they
is gonna
love
be fun.
babies, so congratulations. We'll be asking you a new question of the day tomorrow on People Now, so tune in for that.
Coming up tomorrow, we're joined live by actor Russell Hornsby. He's starring in the new NBC show Lincoln Rhyme, Hunt for the Bone Collector.
Plus, we'll have more from our interview with K-pop sensation Stray Kids. They're dishing on their music and what they hope for this coming year. Thanks for watching. For now, we leave you with one last thing from one of our favorite Hallmark holiday film stars. Goodbye.
Bye, guys.
Hi, I'm Danica McKellar, and this is One Last Thing. The last time I was starstruck was when I met Dolly Parton, and I got to act with her in my movie Christmas at Dollywood. You're Dolly Parton. I mean, everybody knows who you are.
Well, they better, or we'll have to close this place down.
My last moment of bliss, we just got to see the Rockefeller tree lighting, and seeing my son's face when that tree lit up, that was the moment. The last show I binged was Barry.
Do you think I'm a bad person, Mr. Cousineau? I think you are deeply human.